Hello, welcome back to my gameplay of the Assassin's Creed series. On our way, on our march to October 5th to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Today we are playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and we are going through sequence number 3. Today we're going to talk, besides the game, on what's going on during the sequence. We're going to talk a little bit about Niccolo Machiavelli, and we're going to do a little bit more talking about the glyphs that would have been found in Assassin's Creed 2. We have yet to talk about all 20 and what have come through. Alright, let's get on top here, and then we will start our sequences. So, let's mention right now that Niccolo Machiavelli, after the death of Mario, has become the leader of the Assassin Brotherhood in Italy. He is technically the mentor, and he is a little bit younger than Ezio, actually. Bottom corner here. So, historically, Machiavelli was born on May 3rd, 1469. He's often considered the father of modern politics. I'm sorry, that isn't true. He's considered the father of modern political science. Completely different things. No, that one is the brothel, and I don't want to do the brothel first. I want to go in the way that he is facing. So, we'll go this way. We'll turn left once we get out of town. Now, he was a diplomat, politician, historian, philosopher, humanist, and writer. He is best known for his work titled Il Principe, which translates to The Prince. He published that in 1513. This work would produce the term Machiavellian, as it was used to describe it was a negative term used to characterize unscrupulous politicians that he described within his book. How did I get turned north? I don't want to go north. How is that north on the map? Let's follow this road then. Now, often, he is associated, and the work in general, Il Principe, is associated with political deceit and deviousness. I couldn't find what caused his death, but he did die in 1527 at the age of 58, and would be interred at the Church of Santa Croce in Florence. Is this a high point? No, this isn't the tower. I thought this was the tower. In lore, Machiavelli is a Florentine, of course. He was born in Florence, even in real life. But while we're here, we'll try to see if we can kill some Templars. Here we go. He would be inducted into the Assassin Order at an early age, first meeting Ezio when he was 19, back at the end of Assassin's Creed 2. Or, well, I wouldn't say it was the end, but it was right there when he first met Ezio. During this time, it felt like he was the mentor, but as I've already mentioned, as I mentioned yesterday, he wasn't. It was Mario. And it wasn't until Mario's death that we saw at the beginning of Brotherhood here that Machiavelli would assume that role. Here's the road.
Not an idiot.
Oh my god. Don't remember if this guy's a fighter or a runner.
You will not escape.
Side eject. Excuse me. Of course he's running. Head south. That guy's not coming out of the hole until morning. And of course, everybody make that jump. Nope. But the plus side is they won't make that jump either. It's right next to the pyramid that is built into the wall of Rome. Excuse me, fellas. I need a horse. Horse makes this much easier. Much faster, too. Oh, one more thing about it, we really don't know much yet. All we know is that the assassins aren't talking to each other, and Cesare killed Mario, and Niccolo thinks it's time to attack.
Ezio.
La Volpe. I'm surprised to see you.
And why have you appeared at my door? Wait, I know the answer.
You always do.
You want to put my spies to work.
Then join me.
In aiding Machiavelli? No, thank you. That man is a traitor to our order.
A serious allegation coming from a thief. What is your proof?
He was an ambassador to the papal court and traveled as a personal guest of Cesare himself. I also know he abandoned you right before the villa attack.
Machiavelli may not please all tastes, but he is an assassin, not a traitor.
I am not convinced. He is meeting someone in the Trastevere right now. Care to accompany me?
I will follow.
I will follow. Do I get a horse? Because I really need a horse. I think it's timed. I wonder if I can get one-handed.
Not like any other evidence. Not a very good performance.
Oh. Dude, get off the... Thank you. Sorry, lady, I need your horse more than you do right now. Which, of course, I forgot I had to cross the river. Hey, you can jump the horse. The horse can jump on the boat. Come on, dude. Altair's horses did it all the time. Bomb. Worked out. Most of the guards run when you kill. No. Oh, that's.
Eccolo! Pezzo di merda! Damn it! I see you! Go! Get your hand.
There. Now I can climb this friggin' tower without a problem. Well, other than Ezio's climbing ability. Oh, he can't jump. He doesn't have the quote-unquote climb leap glove. So, let's see if we can do a run here. There we go. Okay, so that's essentially where we're at with Machiavelli. Let's take a moment to continue our discussion on the lore that the glyphs opened up within Assassin's Creed. There was one glyph in particular that had the quote, "Death of tyrants will set the people free," and then it showed all of these different people, including John Wilkes Booth, Joseph Stalin, Tomas de Torquemada. Come on, dude, up. That was annoying. So, the first one that really spoke out was John Wilkes Booth. We will talk about all of them, but not in any particular order. He would end. It's unclear if he was a Templar or a Templar puppet. But he would, of course, assassinate Abraham Lincoln, who presumably was the owner at the time of Peace of Eden 3, which is essentially dubbed the President's Act. During the confusion of his capture, the U.S. Army would set a barn on fire in which he was hiding in, and during the confusion of that fire, an assassin would go in and take care. Would go in and kill him. There we go. Then there was a man by the name of Francois Duveyre, at least I think that's how it was pronounced. He himself was actually a Templar and would be killed by assassins in 1971 based on his tyrannical rule over Haiti. Well, finally.
What do you make of that?
Volpe! My son Claudio has been injured!
They are going to shoot him.
I will kill these. Go, get the others.
You'll kill which ones? Big crossbowman. Oh, I have thumb guns now? Let's just do this. Nope, thumb guns. And then that guy.
Quick, hide from the guards.
I cannot. They are going to kill me.
Just your arm, dude.
Attention, do what I do. Andiamo.
Alright, the next one we're going to talk about is a Spanish conquistador by the name of Francesco Pizarro. He was again known for, he was a Templar or a Templar puppet. Based on what he did, I'm under the assumption that he is a Templar himself. That's where he starts walking with the crowd. It's this one. He would, Pizarro would go on to establish Lima, Peru. After having the leaders of the Inca assassinated, the assassins would kill him because of his tyrannical rule over Peru and what was the Incan Empire.
Follow my lead.
Claudio!
He would die on June 26th, 1541.
Molte grazie, messere.
Keep out of sight for a while. Desi?
The guards are looking for you.
I see they have posters up.
Then rip them down. You can pay the heralds a few florins to silence them.
Or I can eliminate witnesses.
You know how to disappear.
Yeah, I've been doing this for like 25 years, but... Alright. So let's do the guy, because the guy ends up being the quickest. And then with that, that one is not on the ground. Like most of them are never on the ground. Dude, doesn't mean you can call. No words for him on that one. Alright, back to the Thieves Guild. Another man that was mentioned in that glyph was Tomas de Torquemada. He was the first Grand Inquisitor? He was the... And my horse stayed. Sweet. He was a Master Templar and the first general of Spain during the Spanish Inquisition. We see a little bit about him in the Assassin's Creed movie, but since I don't plan on running the Assassin's Creed movie for the marathon, and it's probably illegal to stream it to begin with. He was... Wait. Inside the house? Get off. Oh, he's sitting down here.
What a night this has been.
Volpe, listen to me. I know what we saw, but you have nothing to fear from Machiavelli. I am sure of it.
I have you to thank for saving Claudio's life. If you believe Machiavelli remains loyal to the Order, I trust you.
So, what of the thieves?
We had plans to repair this old building, but now that you and I are working together, I would like to know what you think.
We need to make sure the Borgias stay away. Perhaps it could look like an inn.
Yes. I like that idea.
Then I will make it so.
Because you have so much money. So, Torquemada. He would actually use an unnumbered Apple of Eden, or I'm assuming he used it.
Welcome, Ezio, to La Volpe Addormentata.
The inn looks perfect. No one will ever suspect its real purpose.
The guild will be run from here. Visit me whenever you like. There might be objectives to pursue that will help our cause in the city.
I see you thieves compete against each other.
You can participate if you wish. Perhaps you will show them a thing or two. Ah, yes, I forgot. We also have gambling. It is a great source of income, especially since we ensure that the Borgia guards always lose.
One last thing. I need your spies to find the apple. It has been taken from me.
We are searching the city for it already.
Molto bene. Come to Isola Tiberina with your findings.
I shall.
Alright, there's one. Torquemada, man, I cannot pronounce it. Torquemada would eventually be assassinated by assassins on September 16th, 1498. So at this point, he's dead. Actually, why did I call him? I need to hit that high point first. Who is next on my list? Joseph Stalin, who, of course, we've already talked about a little bit. But he was a Templar puppet that ran the Soviet Union, allowing for the state's approach to communism to grow corrupted, and it eventually led to his death on September 9th, 1953. Assassins were able to use poison to make his death look like a stroke. Excuse me. The next one that was brought up was Gregory Rasputin, who we did talk a little bit, but not much, with the Tunguska event. He would end up, let me see if I can, he was a Templar agent that would become close to Tsar Nicholas II, his family, and he would end up stealing the imperial scepter, which would lead to its destruction in, this one just runs slow, during the Tunguska event, which we talked about during Assassin's Creed 2. He would, however, recover a small piece of that staff and wear it around for the rest of his life, which would come to an end on December 29th, 1916, after he was poisoned, shot twice, walked out of the building, shot again, and bludgeoned to death. He was then dumped in a river and later found by local police and buried. Can I get up there? I can't get up there, I think. About a year later, one of the men responsible for the Tunguska event, Nikolai Orlov, I believe his full name was, would dig up his corpse because he heard that he had the shard of the staff. Alright, that is all of the tyrants, essentially, that were listed within that glyph about deathly tyrants. Alright.
I've never seen a stranger man, truly.
I want to go that way. No. Press, hold for eagle vision. The white dot is my horse, who is catching up, not climbing the Colosseum. Alright, so really the only thing that's left, that horse is slow. I run faster than he does. Look at this. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna use that funny monkey line again. So, all that's really left from the glyphs is talking about the Isu themselves and their interactions within the human race. It started with the Isu based on the digging that I did, and then with the what they showed in the glyphs. The Isu needed essentially a docile workforce to run their civilization. And what they did was they genetically, it's unclear whether it was POEs that they used or exactly what they used and how they did it, but they would take existing species and rapidly advance their evolution to create humanity. At first, they would seriously ran towards the wrong freaking one. I guess we'll just go up to the border's end then. So, after creating humans, at first they would put a transmitter deep within their brains that would make them headed south again. This is frustrating. The transmitter would make them more susceptible to the powers of the pieces of Eden. However, over time, and with interbreeding between the Isu and humans, some individuals would be born without an active transmitter, or they would just not have it at all. This would eventually lead to the big truth that Clay was talking about, and this was Adam and Eve would steal an apple from a Isu facility that was called Eden. Is it? Oh, no, front door. After we talk to the courtesans, we'll talk about exactly what this would end up doing.
Welcome to the Rosa in Fiore, stranger.
Salve. Would you be kind enough to call the owner for me?
Madonna Solari is not in.
Do you know where she is?
I...
Aiuto, aiuto! Madonna Solari!
Oh, Lucia! We thought you were gone for good. The men took us on a ship, and they released me, but she...
Who took you on a ship?
Slave traders, Messere, near Isola Tiberina. They want coin in exchange for her life.
I will get her back.
Do not swim. This one's kind of rough too, because I tend to fall into the lake, river, whatever it is. Because, you know, they're on a boat. So after Adam and Eve would steal the apple, this would lead to a war between the Isu and the humans.
Like any hiding
Let's take this bridge. Which was the war that Minerva talked about at the end of Assassin's Creed 2, that would distract them from saving their civilization from the Great Catastrophe. This war would rage on for about 90 years before the catastrophe, and after the catastrophe, uncontrollable fires would burn, the earth would quake for weeks on end.
I don't know about this all.
And what had happened was the poles were reversed, and it just made the earth unstable. Less than 10,000 humans, after all was said and done, 10,000 humans would be left alive, and quote unquote far less Isu survived. So it didn't take long until their independent species would become extinct. Sure, they interbred with humans, but Isu on their own would eventually die out.
For the whore!
Aiutatemi!
I have your money. Let her go!
No! Take it up with Cesare!
I'm glad this isn't Xbox One and PlayStation 4 graphic quality, because that would have been rather disturbing. Come on. Eventually, these guys suck. You guys need to die.
I will know what you say! Get here!
Done with that. So as they would die and humans would start to reshape the earth in their image, we would start to see physical evidence of the Isu erode, and then they would start to be known as essentially gods from the Romans and I think it's Ephesians, Greeks, the Egyptians, the Norse. All of their gods were the way the lore is set up were Isu. Sure, some of them had the same people like Jupiter and Tinia and Zeus, and possibly Odin. It's hard to tell because we haven't seen a lot of the Norse mythology yet in Assassin's Creed. Nope, not going to deal with that. But that is essentially where we would come, and then we end up with things like the Apple of Eden and people having these special abilities like Ezio and Altair, eventually Desmond's, because they are descended from the Isu. Their ancestors would have children with Isu, and they're deep within their genetic code. Sucked. Deep within their genetic code, they would be they would have the ability to control these pieces of Eden. Well, it's a good thing that he already was. The last bit of glyph information we'll talk to after this cutscene.
Mother? Sister?
Ezio. Sir Machiavelli said that you might be here.
What are you doing in Roma? Has Firenze been attacked?
No, or rather, I do not know. We did not go to Firenze.
Why?
Ezio, we want to help.
I was trying to help you by sending you to Firenze.
Where is Madonna Solari?
She's dead.
Merda.
He's really
Now,
bow,
we have
nuts
to
and done,
close.
dead.
You cannot close. I need your help.
Messere, without someone who can run things, we're finished.
That looks like a wig.
You do not belong here, Claudia.
I know how to run a business. I ran on Comerios for years.
This is different.
What alternative do you have, Ezio?
You do this, Claudia, and you are on your own.
I've been on my own for 20 years.
Fine. I intend to repair the brothel. This place is a real mess, and I want your courtesans to find Caterina Sforza.
You can count on us.
Mama's pissed. Alright. I'm gonna drop down here. And we're gonna talk to the architect. What do you mean I don't have the money? I have the money. Thank you. Use the money that we're going to do with.
Grazie. Addio.
Rosa Infiore. I believe that means a blooming rose.
Welcome to the Rosa in Fiore. As you can see, the most popular brothel in Roma.
My money went well invested.
Here, I keep a list of the skills taught to my girls.
That would be
We're
one
not teaching them
interesting
much.
list, I
Think
think.
you could do better?
Nessun problema.
Ezio, The Borgia make it difficult for Claudia's girls. There are several things you could do that would aid them.
I will keep that in mind. Anything else?
No. Ezio,
Did you find Caterina?
we are working on it.
Bene. Come to see me at Isola Tiberina with her location.
Spend 2,500 bucks and we end up with 500. Alright, we're gonna walk outside real quick. And what we are going to do is you have to wait until after you upgrade Rosa and Fiore. But on, I believe it's the back side. You can't see it outside of Eagle Vision. But you see that big glooming lit icon there? Which you can only see in Eagle Vision? That is what's called a rift. That was what Sean was talking about a couple days ago. That, what we will do is we're going to climb into that. Let's see. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. Maybe. Grab. Let's do it this way then. Come to the top. And then we climb ourselves in. Alright, here we go. Let's take a look at this rift.
You dropped out of the grid. Where were you?
Not sure. Some kind of fragmented memory?
Maybe you should stop.
I'm good. I want to keep going.
Alright.
Loading.
Masters all they did not work, but ruled from on high.
Loading.
Moving away from the sovereign in his crossed brow, the people take 2 steps forward. So, we are white. The sovereign is the king. In his crossed brow, the people takes 2 steps forward. So that's the pawn. 2 steps forward.
Loading. Loading. Quarantine zone.
Oh yeah, we can find the apple.
Quarantine lifted.
I'll put 16's video files here. Hopefully they'll begin to make sense as you free up each file.
Alright, so that's essentially what the rifts do. So while we are at it, we'll go on towards, that's gonna be death. No. Alright, cool. The last mission. We're gonna stay out of, we're just gonna do story missions. We're not gonna do all these side missions, and most of this game is side missions, from the Broken Heart, which is memory, repressed memories. The what essentially looks like the medicine, the medical symbol. That will be later, and that is, if my memory serves, that is DLC for the Da Vinci disappearance, and that is after the main story. Other missions will come up, like war machines from Leonardo. I'm gonna skip those. We're just gonna do the main story. Every now and then, if it turns out to be pretty simple, we'll hit a viewpoint, and if it turns out to be super simple, we will kill the Templar captains. Especially if they are on our way. These guys look back up. Alright, let's see what we got here. Bye. I almost feel bad for that guy. He didn't even see it coming.
Please, spare me. I'm a good man.
Well, I got not see what was going on. Let's see if I can run up the wall. If that's cool, I don't have to run up. The reason why we do these board towers is because at a certain point in the game, we can start recruiting assassin apprentices, and the more towers we're taking down, the more apprentices we're getting. Alright, that too. Not only, I shouldn't say that's the only, not the only reason. They also allow for the purchase of shops and renovating Rome. So it's not the only reason why we do it. It's really the only reason why I do it, because I don't really care about renovating Rome right now.
What in God's name is that?
Padre has granted new powers to those establishing trade in the new world. Enslavement of the local.
And one of the rare ones that are on the ground floor. Okay. So if I am right, it does not look like I am right. I thought this was there's a Borgia captain right next to Bartolomeo, and he is actually part of
Let's kill this slug! Come on, you lazy dogs! Come on, you lazy dogs! Let's show him
This isn't gonna go well.
Come on, you lazy dogs! We've an assassin to roast!
Didn't kill him.
Let's show him some Borgia hospitality, boys! Come on, you lazy
That
dogs!
doesn't
We've an assassin to roast!
sound good. Okay. Didn't
Come
kill
on,
him.
you lazy dogs! We've an assassin to roast! Come on, you lazy dogs! We've an assassin to roast! Let's show him some Borgia hospitality, boys! Let's show him some Borgia hospitality, boys! Forza Borgia! Let's kill this slug! Let's show him some Borgia hospitality, boys!
Not going well at all.
Come on, you lazy dogs! We've an assassin to roast! Forza Borgia! Let's keep him up, you lazy dogs! Forza Borgia! Let's kill this slug! Let's show him some Borgia hospitality, boys!
Oh, that's not good. Bad medicine. I wonder if... I know I'm out of... Try one more time. Maybe I can get something from him while looting his body.
I don't see him! Damn it! Where is he at? Where is he?
That didn't go well. Not at all.
That one is very...
Excuse me. I have smoke bombs. Please tell me I have smoke bombs. I don't. Didn't go well at all. Alright. Bye. Well, that's not going to work at all. Guess we'll come back later, maybe. That looks like the area I'm looking for.
Ezio Auditore! Come in, come in! I'll kill you if you don't.
Love
Bartolomeo.
Wait here. You have to meet my wife. Basilea! Basilea! Where is she?
Did you check behind the table?
That's where I found Bianca. In
Here
Venice.
she is.
Lieta di conoscervi.
Charmed. Truly.
Now, we talk about war.
How was the fight against the French?
Bene. My men are holding their own.
Machiavelli seemed to think things were more difficult.
You know Machiavelli.
Abbiamo bisogno del vostro aiuto!
Scusatemi. Throw me Bianca.
Ezio, let me get straight to the point. The fight is not going well. We've been attacked on both sides. Borgia on one, French on the other. But know this. The Borgia position is weak. If you can defeat them, we can concentrate our forces on the French front.
I think I know a way to help. Thank you for disclosing this to me, Madonna Dalviano.
It is the least a wife can do to help her husband.
been doing this one recording so long, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not. But I want to
stop their leader before he
the
gets
very
to the
last thing that was mentioned by the glyphs is the sons of Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. The story of Cain and Abel, of course, is one of the first recorded murder. And it is the fact Cain murdered Abel to get his hands on the piece of Eden that their parents stole. And I can't make that climb. That's why I can't make that climb. So after Adam and Eve stole it from the Isu, Abel came in possession of it, and Cain decided that he wanted it, so he murdered him with it. This, of course, would brand Cain with a mark that would eventually be adopted by the Templar Order as their insignia, so that the Templar cross is essentially the mark of Cain. And that actually does, outside of the things that we're going to talk about later on down the road, more about the President's Apple, more about Napoleon's Apple, and that kind of thing, that brings the lore from Assassin's Creed 2 to an end. Funny side note, there is a this guy right here. There is no way not to get at least one feather in the game playing through the one, because you pick it up as soon as he jumps off. You see he's already picked it up, so you get at least one throughout the playing through the story. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's why I saved that. It's because it, you use it to get up there the first time. Not only do you have to fight that row of board your guards, you can't use it to get up here again.
Get back here! He's dogged me! Let's come on, you lazy dogs! We've an assassin to roast!
Wait. There's the Thief Challenge Guide. Thankfully I did the Thieves first. Diving in the water from like 500 feet. I do, but I don't at the same time when we meet that guy again. Because I want to just plop on his face with my hidden blade.
We sent those luridi codardi running for the hills.
Yes, we did.
Now that the Pope's dogs have fled, I will be able to draw more men to the fight. But first I want to reinforce our barracks.
Who will take care of this?
I'm no good with these things. You are the educated one. You approve the plans.
Va bene. But in return, I need to know Cesare and Rodrigo's every move. Can your men keep track of them for me?
Of course.
Guaranteed for life.
Isn't she a thing of beauty?
Very impressive.
More men join us every day. It has become very competitive, which is just the way I like it. As you can see, this board shows the ranks of our top warriors. Prove your skills, and you will move up the list.
Shouldn't I already be at the top?
Chance fighting downstairs.
If you're looking to show off, we also have fights. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got money on this match.
Where is Bartolomeo?
At the fight downstairs.
He has such an aggressive view of the world. However, strategy is equally important. Take these carrier pigeons, for example. Each one sent from Machiavelli bears the name of an important Templar in Roma. Eliminate them, and you will have more of an impact than a battle ever could.
Thank you, Madonna. Can you ask Bartolomeo to come see me at Isola Tiberina with a report about Cesare and Rodrigo's whereabouts?
He will be there.
Alright. So, we're going to make this quick and simple. We're going to hop in the quick travel instead of trying to figure out how to get back to Isola Tiberina.
Machiavelli, we must talk.
Yes, I secured something of great worth from one of my contacts. We now have the names of several Templar agents Cesare has recruited to terrorize Roma.
How do I find them?
I can give you a general location. I suggest looking for signs of distress nearby. Perhaps you will uncover citizens who can point you in the right direction. My contact will continue searching for more names.
And that's why...
This information came from a city guard.
Yes. How did you know?
Lucky guess. Grazie.
Claudia, Bartolomeo, and La Volpe are waiting for you inside. I can't imagine how you did it.
Virtù, Machiavelli.
Virtù?
What have you discovered?
That bastardo Cesare is in the Castel Sant'Angelo with the Pope.
My spies tell me that the apple has been secreted to someone for a study. I am working on determining his identity.
Caterina will be moved to the prison within the Castello next week.
Bene. So the Castello it is. Roma will heal quickly with Cesare and Rodrigo gone.
Only if the opportunity to assassinate them arises will I take it.
Do not repeat your mistake in the vault. You must kill them now.
I'm with Machiavelli, Ezio. We should not wait.
Bartolomeo is right.
They must pay for Mario's death.
Do not worry. They will die. You have my word.
Serezio, I represent the combined resources of Bartolomeo del Viano, Claudio Auditore, and La Volpe. Through my associates spread across the city, you can channel your florins to any part of the underground you desire. You may have seen notices posted around Roma which allow you to purchase buildings. Income from your new tenants will be deposited with bookkeepers, as well as additional profit from renovations. Bookkeepers can be found throughout the city.
Molto bene.
Molto bene. And that brings us an end to sequence 3. We're 1/3 of the way through the main story of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I've been having fun. I hope you have as well. And I hope to see you again. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.